What's up, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me. If you're in the chat, please, before I get started. And I'm going to try and jump right in this video. I'm actually getting ready. We're going to be going to the movie soon, but I want to make sure that everybody can hear me before I start. Is there anybody here in the chats? My chats on Twitter or on YouTube are just not working. Shoot, everybody. I'm not seeing any live chats. Unbelievable. Hold on a second. I always have trouble with this, man. Thanks for coming by anyway. Can you guys hear me? There we go. I'm going to have to look at my computer for the live chat. That's crazy. All right, thanks for your patience. Here's the thing, everybody, little change of scenery. I was just kind of, I think about cryptocurrency a lot. I really do. Probably more than I should, but I was kind of thinking about all of you out there. I'm really curious into your story. Maybe you're coming into the space. A lot of you have been around a while. I see your names all the time, but I really never heard or know any of you, most of you. I know a few of you, how you got into cryptocurrencies. So first off, if you're here, you're a replay viewer, even in a live chat, I'll be watching through a little bit later to read, but I'm curious how you got into cryptocurrency, first of all, Bitcoin, all those good things. Because I really want to know. It's truly important to me that I know how so many of you got into crypto. Secondly, I just want to read through a couple things. So bear with me. I hope I'm not sharing my screen, but I hope that you can kind of catch on to the things that I'm saying. I'm just going to read some things on the screen to help paint the picture here, because this is pretty much what's on my mind. We are incredibly early. Although we weren't, most of us, and maybe there's some here that were here at the very beginning. Most of us were not here at the very beginning of Bitcoin. And in terms of this shift, in terms of this new currency, right? This new technology and taking over a huge part of the monetary system, like flipping on its head the monetary system that we live in. This is literally an amazing time to be alive. The opportunity that we have ahead of us, right? In terms of how we use our money, what we do with our money, how we can become our own bank. That's one thing. The opportunity that we have from an investment standpoint to build our wealth right now is insane. This isn't something that happens like every generation or something. Like, this is something big, and it has the potential to be something ridiculously powerful in the long term for our lives. I say that 100%. In my opinion, this is speculative, right? We don't know exactly how this is going to turn out, but this has the ability to be extremely powerful. I have some brief facts. I'm not like a gold person that knows all about gold. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know the history of gold, because I don't. But I have some points. It helps, I think, put a picture on what's going on here. So 700 BC, gold began being used for money. Gold was being used before that for many things, especially jewelry and things of that nature. 700 BC, we're talking, 2,700 years ago, little over 2,700 years ago. Gold became money, right? Being used for money. 3,100 BC, there was a gold-silver ratio. I think it was gold, one piece of gold would be equal to 2.5 pieces of silver. There was a gold-silver ratio in terms of these things. That's gold. Now we can talk about something like fiat paper, money. 20th century is pretty much when fiat paper really came onto the scene and kind of took over the monetary system and how we interact, transact, things of that nature. So when you're talking about the monetary system and things being changed, right? Literally changed That's a huge thing. Like, that's not something that happens all the time. And that's number one, what makes it such a powerful opportunity is because, like, it's hard to do. Like, it's not an easy feat for this to happen. It's also not something that's going to happen like this, right? Um, but when you're talking about things like transacting money, when you're talking about things of store value, and these are all hot topics in crypto because everybody's trying to define different cryptos as different things because this is the very beginning, and we're trying to find, crypto, we're trying to find its place in the world, I guess you can say. And for this shift to happen, it's going to take time, right? And I believe a large part of this shift, if successful, a lot of us will be able to see it, to experience it, to watch it happen. And we're at the very beginning of it happening. And that story continues to play out, I think, in an extremely powerful way. And here are some points I just want to read to you to really paint that picture for you. Maybe it'll make it easier for you to kind of pick up what I'm putting down here, because these things, many of you you probably know a lot of these facts, right? A lot of you know these facts, but when you put them all together and you kind of just wrap them up in a box, it makes it extremely powerful. August 18th, 2008, Bitcoin.org was registered. It's now August 2019, right? This isn't that long ago. Bitcoin.org. Nobody was like, what? Nobody heard of Bitcoin. Bitcoin.org just registered. 9th of November, Bitcoin project was registered at the open source projects community resource sourceforge.net. January 2009, the Bitcoin network came into existence with the release of the first open source Bitcoin client and the issuance of the first Bitcoin, with Satoshi Nakamoto mining the first block of Bitcoin ever, known as the Genesis block. January 2009. When I think of my life and what I was doing January 2009, 10 years kind of, is a big chunk of time, but it feels like yesterday. It just happened. And this is the Bitcoin network coming into existence. Pretty much feeling like yesterday. I can pretty much remember what I was doing in January 2009. January 3rd, the Genesis block. January 12th, 2009, the first Bitcoin transaction on block number 170. The sender is Satoshi Nakamoto. February 6, 2010, Bitcoin market, the first official cryptocurrency stock exchange, is launched. February 6, 2010, the first cryptocurrency stock exchange, Bitcoin exchange. Bitcoin 2011, April 16, 2011, Time Magazine publishes an article about cryptocurrency. Now we're getting like close. 2011, we're talking 8 years ago, right? That's extremely, feels like yesterday. And right now we're living in a world where every day you have Forbes, you have like MSNBC's covering Bitcoin like every day. This was April 2011. Time Magazine, like, this was a big deal then. People, I wasn't here invested in Bitcoin, unfortunately, in 2011, but I bet you the people that were, you can probably go on Reddit or something and find this. People were probably freaking out, probably pretty excited of that exposure. June 2011, Bitcoin to USD rate decreases to $10. $10. August 20th, first Bitcoin conference at the World Expo exhibition in New York City, August 20th, 2011, literally 8 years ago. 2013, January 22nd, BitPay surpasses 10,000 transactions. March 28th, 2013, Bitcoin capitalization surpasses 1 billion. $1 billion capitalization for Bitcoin. What's market cap now? 205 billion? $205 billion. 2016 was a billion. December 2013, Overstock.com announced plans to accept Bitcoin in the second half of 2014. Now we're catching, like, Bitcoin's picking up some steam. I don't know if you were here or not when this was happening. Many of you may have been, 2014 in February, one of the largest Bitcoin exchanges, Mt. Gox, suspended withdrawals citing technical issues. By the end of the month, Mt. Gox had filed for bankruptcy protection in Japan. Bitcoin, January 2015, Coinbase raised 2015. I mean, that was literally not long ago. Coinbase raised $75 million as part of a Series C funding. They're in their Series C funding round, smashing the previous record for a Bitcoin company. That's January 2015. Coinbase getting started. Bitcoin price, 2015, February, $262. $262. Bitcoin 2016, September, the number of Bitcoin ATMs has doubled over the last 18 months and reached 771 ATMs worldwide. 2017, January 2017, after the rally for most of the second half of 2016, Bitcoin broke the $1,000 mark for the first time in 3 years. Media coverage leads to an influx of new users who will allegedly raise the price even higher. June 12th, 2017, Bitcoin exchange rates exceeds $3,000. September 1st, 2017, USD $5,000 Bitcoin. November 29th, $10,000 Bitcoin. December 18th, Bitcoin reaches a record high, but does not reach $20,000. February 2018, Bitcoin's price dropped 50% in 16 days, falling below $7,000. I know many of you at this point are on the roller coaster ride of Bitcoin. Bitcoin 2019 in December, 3242, 3,242. In June 2019, price of Bitcoin testing $10,000 mark. Now we're in August, and you know where we are. You know how this story plays out. I'm going to post a link after I am done this video. There's a ton of other, bullet points on this timeline of Bitcoin. But do you see the transformation, the evolution of Bitcoin in such a small period of time? And we're talking about the impact that it potentially could have in changing the world, and how we transact with each other. It's absolutely insane. And I'm looking at this right now. It's like May 2010, less than a penny. July 2010, 8 cents. It's fun and I think beneficial to look at the history in a snapshot of Bitcoin if you're serious about, being here, being invested. And so many people are here and invested for so many different reasons, but I know a huge reason for most of you are this. It's a monetary reason. It's this long-term monetary investment, right? You want to build your wealth. It's why I got into cryptocurrency. My story is this. I'm a recruiter, so I recruit executives, engineers for startups. I work with startups. I help them build their teams. And I worked heavily in the fintech space, right? And as I started to understand what was going on with crypto and started investing in Bitcoin and crypto, I started realizing that the startups in the cryptocurrency space. And I said, not only do I want to invest my money that I'm working for in cryptocurrency, but I want to work with startups in the cryptocurrency space. So that's what I do right now. I work with startups in the cryptocurrency space. I help them build their teams, small startups, small exchanges, different projects. Some of you would probably not like. The teams that I've worked with have been incredibly awesome. Some of them ridiculously brilliant, working on some amazing technology. And that's my story. That's pretty much how I got into crypto. And that's why, if you see me spend so much time doing videos, it's because I'm literally at 1 second I'm working and helping a client grow their team. I'm on the phone call with an engineer or something, interviewing them for a client, and then the next thing I'm doing is literally recording a video to put on YouTube. That's pretty much every day of my life what I do. I'm just 100% entrenched in the cryptocurrency space. And maybe that'll give you some context on what the heck I'm even doing here, Crypto Capital Venture, because Crypto Capital Venture is more than just a YouTube channel. It's my firm. It's my recruiting firm. And that's my story. And my whole thing right now is this. I feel like the opportunity is there. It's wide open for so many people to take a hold of. And since I've gotten into cryptocurrency, yes, we have these influx of new people coming in. It happens, right? New people are getting into crypto, and it's cool to see, right? And a lot of you I've gotten to know, especially through Twitter or things of that nature. But for the most part, on the flip side of the people that I see coming into this space, for the most part, I feel like I see more people not coming in. And that's outside of the social world that you and I live in, outside of searching for Bitcoin and Litecoin videos and being on crypto Twitter, outside of that small little bubble that you and I spend so much time in, my little bubble of crypto startups, outside of that world, when I turn around and I'm just like looking out here and I'm talking to friends, right? And I'm talking to people that I know over here that aren't in this bubble with us. Guess what? They're not really interested in jumping in just yet. One thing I've noticed is over the years is it seems that that shift is slowly tilting. Interest is coming, right? Their eyebrows being raised a little bit more, like their head tilting. Like, what is this? What is this crypto thing? But I'm telling you, outside world, outside of our little bubble here on YouTube, which is hilarious because sometimes I have to take a step out and be like, it seems like crypto is so large. It seems like it's so big, but it's only just because I'm just on Twitter all the time reading crypto tweets. You know what I'm saying? It's because I'm doing YouTube videos, talking with all of you on here. That's why crypto seems so big, but it's incredibly small. Crypto is incredibly small. I think if there's not a link to my long-term Bitcoin chart, which I'll post below, this is how small crypto is. This is how small Bitcoin is. And Bitcoin is the biggest of all cryptos, everybody. Right now, $200 billion. $200 billion market cap. $200 billion market cap. Gold is 8 trillion, right? We just talked about 700 BC. Gold was becoming this form of money. 700 BC, so long ago. And now Bitcoin, this new technology, this brand new young technology being compared, being put next to gold, this thing that became a monetary exchange 700 BC. 700 BC, that's a long time ago. And now being compared to an $8 trillion market cap gold, Bitcoin sitting here at its infancy, $200 billion market cap. We just talked about the date for a billion. Bitcoin was just at $1 billion market cap not that long ago, years ago, but really in the grand scheme of things, not that long ago. And so this chart that I posted, this long-term Bitcoin chart, this is why the possibilities are endless in terms of just monetary. And this is not financial advice. This is truly what could happen in an extremely powerful way. $8 trillion gold. If Bitcoin's just going to make a little dent in gold's market cap, if there's just a little shift of wealth transfer from gold, a $50,000 Bitcoin is only around a $700 billion market cap. $50,000 Bitcoin is not even $1 trillion market cap yet. A fraction of gold for a $50,000 Bitcoin. And right now we're sitting at like an $11,000 Bitcoin. So when I do videos on a $50,000 Bitcoin, you see other YouTubers doing videos on $50,000 Bitcoin, it truly isn't like anything spectacular when you're putting it up against the rest of the world, namely gold, an $8 trillion, right? In terms of what Bitcoin has accomplished, it's ridiculous because what did I just say? I mean, I literally had a date. 8 cents, 8 cent Bitcoin. July 2010, not long ago. Feels like yesterday, and now we're talking about $50,000 Bitcoin. It's a joke. I don't know where I was in July 2010, but obviously I'm no genius because I wasn't accumulating Bitcoin. So in that grand scheme of things, $50,000 Bitcoin, $700 billion market cap, fraction of gold. That's why myself, so many of you, so many of people that do videos and are on Twitter are just very confident, because if Bitcoin continues in its success and its journey forward in a positive momentum way, $50,000 Bitcoin is pretty much like there's not much barrier to entry in terms of hitting that mark. And then we have the continuation of that. So this long-term chart that I have on, posted, I posted in 2018 in December. And on that long-term chart, it really is speculatively like $100,000, $90,000 by 2021. And then we get a correction phase because it's the cycles, right? So if this long-term flow of Bitcoin continues, we could truly see by 2029, right? And we're getting ready that year before the halving. We're pretty much there, entering the stage right after Litecoin halving. We're entering the stage of growth leading into the halving. And then we know, according to cycles of Bitcoin historically, this isn't just my opinion, this is from the charts, the year after the halving for Bitcoin historically, there's only been two. We're going on our third one. The year after, ridiculous gains, right? And that year after this next Bitcoin halving would be where we would see the most gains for Bitcoin. And that's historically what we've seen. So when we're talking about $90,000 Bitcoin, $100,000 Bitcoin, that would be that next swing high in this next bull market, potentially speculatively 2021. Based on my charts, Bitcoin's moving a lot quicker than it has in its previous cycle. So this could happen quicker, but $50,000 along the way, $700 billion market cap along the way, right? And then half of gold's market cap potentially, again, after that next bear market, after that next correction, half of gold's market cap, $4 trillion, let's call it, with 15 million Bitcoin in circulation, $250,000 Bitcoin. We see just kind of, I don't remember what the year was, but you saw Time publish an article. I think it was 2014, right? So Bitcoin's like entering the mainstream in terms of people talking about it. Now MSNBC every day. We're seeing this shift happen from a social perspective, from people just chattering about it, right? And it's only a matter of time before people start using it and people start buying it. And when that happens, you're going to see these next stages, these next levels. Nobody's here right now. There's a lot of people here, but if you look at the how many people are on this planet, like nobody's here. $200 billion market cap is the market cap of a large company, right? It hasn't made that major impact yet. So you're looking at these stepping stones to this wealth transfer, and that's when you start talking about a $50,000 Bitcoin pivoting to a $100,000 Bitcoin. Corrections along the way, ridiculous corrections, like 80% corrections, right? $100,000 Bitcoin correction to $20,000 Bitcoin. I don't know if it's going to play out like that, but 100% in play to play out that way. And then you have your next cycle. We're talking years and years ahead. $250,000 Bitcoin, $8 trillion market cap, $400,000, $500,000 Bitcoin. I don't know when that'll be. I don't know if it'll be. I'm just saying. So gold market cap is $8 trillion. So $1 million Bitcoin, just if you're curious, $13 trillion Bitcoin. $13 trillion Bitcoin. Don't know if we'll ever get there. This isn't a YouTube video for Bitcoin $1 million. I'm just saying. So this is what, 20-minute video, maybe 25 minutes. And I'm squeezing like so much. I just read like the timeline of Bitcoin and things that have happened, things that have transpired since the Genesis block to where we are now, to what you and I are doing in this space, to what we're hoping for. And then I, look ahead to the potential for a $50,000 Bitcoin, $100,000 Bitcoin, half half the market cap of gold, what that would look like, a $250,000 Bitcoin. We're looking at these things and we're talking about them, and Bitcoin continues to outperform. Bitcoin continues to surprise people, to shock the world. And I believe it's going to continue to shock the world. It's going to continue to surprise our monetary system, to surprise governments. What's happening here is an innovation that has been slowly changing the world. And you and I don't know when you got into crypto. I don't know how you got into crypto. I really want to know. If you're watching this video, comment. I would love to see, well, why you got into this. But you and I are here at this stage of time. And like the title of this says, accumulating Bitcoin, because that's my goal. It's an incredible opportunity then, meaning when we weren't here, when I wasn't here at least. I wasn't here at the beginning of Bitcoin. Now, which is literally now, and the future. And the future is definitely, obviously, the most speculative part of it all. But the opportunity is insane. And I know I do a lot of technical analysis, and it's mainly because I'm so interested in accumulating and buying Bitcoin, and I want to do it at the absolute best timing for me personally. And the best timing for me is when people are freaking out because Bitcoin's down like 40%. That's called buying the dip. That's why I do technical analysis. That's pretty much why I do my YouTube videos, to share that content with you, share that data with you, grow with you, accumulate with you, maybe succeed with you, I guess you could say. So those are my thoughts. I know I'm talking a lot about Bitcoin. We all know Litecoin came from Bitcoin's code. So anything I'm saying for Bitcoin, just assume I'm saying the same thing for Litecoin, except for a $50,000 Litecoin. I'm not saying we're going to have a $50,000 Litecoin. I just want to throw that out there. So those are my thoughts. I'm going to the movies. I'm getting ready to go to the movies. I wanted to do a quick live stream. And listen, everybody in the chat, I have my computer open. I see you. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you're in the chat, Rob says $50,000 Litecoin in 10 to 15 years. I just don't think we're ever going to see $50,000 Litecoin. What would that be ratio wise to Bitcoin, Rob? I don't know. Do you have a calculator on you? Rob wants me to use the Speedin wallet. Tell Speedin to let them, to allow us to take our money back out if we want, Rob. No hate. I love Speedin. It's a great company, great startup, great brand. I love what they're doing for Litecoin. 20 to 1 with 1 million BTC. Okay. Hey, you never know. Litecoin, look, everybody, before I leave this, look how strong Litecoin is held through all of this last week of just negativity and ridiculousness. Has no impact. Just a bunch of people wanting to see Litecoin investors fail. It has no impact. Don't let it get to you. Sometimes I'll let it get to me. It's easy to let haters get to you, but it's best just to love the haters and then kind of just turn your head the other way. I want to say this. You all are awesome. Thanks for being here. We are definitely taking a risk here. I appreciate you growing with me on this channel. I appreciate your comments. And if you are a replay viewer and you're still here, type in, I'm curious, below in the comment section, how you got into crypto, why you're here, what you're hoping for, what your goals are. I'm just really curious. I truly am. I appreciate all of you. I really read all the comments as much as I can. And that's it. Time for me to get ready to go hang out with Sarita, going to the movies. And that's that. If you're here right now and you're not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. I say it all the time. I would love for you to grow with me as we enter the bull market, because it's getting ready to happen. We're getting ready to bust down the doors of the Bitcoin bull market. I'm telling you, $13,000 to $16,000 range. Check in on those technical analysis videos as we track it. It'll happen potentially in the weeks to come. Thank you for coming by. I will see you in the next video. Have a great night and God bless. Peace.